Welcome back, everyone, for the 14th edition of the Bourbon Judge. Today we're going to go ahead and review Black Maple Hill Bourbon. So this one you may be saying to yourself, never heard of this one before. So this is a, I guess you refer to it almost like a craft bourbon, right? So almost like a select, small batch, not a large distillery out of Kentucky, which, by the way, this is made in Oregon. So I know some people may say, stop right there, Bourbon Judge. Bourbon is only made in Kentucky. You can believe that, or you can be open-minded and try some different things outside of Kentucky. So, again, this is Black Maple Hill Bourbon. This is made by Stein Distilleries. So, again, they're based out of Oregon. What's unique about Stein Distilleries is that they actually do grow their own grain. So they grow their corn as well as their rye all on the property. So they're farmers, but they also distill. In terms of bourbon, they make a straight rye. They make this bourbon here, this the purple label, the Black Maple Hill, and they also have like a 5-year aged bourbon. In terms of this bourbon itself, it doesn't actually have an age statement on it. However, from the research I've heard anywhere from 3 to 5 years, kind of give or take a year on either side. In terms of price point, you can buy this about $75, maybe $80, just kind of depending on where you live, but I found it near me about 75 or 80 bucks. And in terms of, is this something that you can find? Is it easy and so forth? Well, I will say this, if you end up trying it, always try, by the way, try it at your local, bars and restaurants. That way you can, sample it, and if you like it, then you can go out and buy it, because again, it's $75, so it's pretty expensive. But in terms of finding it, it may be a bit challenging to find, unless you're in Oregon, of course. So just make sure that, again, you make friends with your local liquor store owner, and he or she can then request it for you. Even if they're not carrying it, just ask the question, can you get this for me? All right, so a little bit more about this one. So this is 95 proof. And as it says here, it's a limited edition. Again, this is truly small batch, so it's not out for the masses, but you definitely can find it. So 95 proof, so not bad. In terms of color, take a quick peek here. It's like a golden brown. All right, so go ahead and get to the nose a little bit. Not sweet. Very oaky, maybe a little bit of vanilla, more oak, not very fruity either. And because, from what I believe, from having this before, there's a high rye content in it. So rye, in my opinion, always has a different smell, if you will, right? So you can definitely smell a slight difference in this one. A little bit more grainy, honestly. All right, let's go ahead and get into the best part, the taste. All right, okay. So it's true, it's not very sweet. I gotta get one more taste in here. Not sweet. For only 95 proof, you definitely feel the burn going down a little bit more than what you would expect from a lower proof bourbon. This is only 95. And you also get a bit of like some licorice, some vanilla. That does stay true even to the smell. But you do also taste the rye as well, which is interesting. So, it's overall, this is a really good bourbon. Let me just, I gotta finish this off. Gosh, you can't leave a glass empty, right? A little bit of everything. It's smooth tasting. When it goes down, you feel a bit of the burn. You taste the rye, you taste some licorice, a little bit of vanilla. Overall, this is a very well-balanced bourbon. So, at the end of the day, you always say to me, Bourbon Judge, is this one that I buy? Is this one I leave on the shelf? Well, the verdict is in. This is an absolute buy. This bourbon is phenomenal, in my opinion, right? I will say a couple of things I'll say. Number one, if you tend to like ryes, I think you would love this. Even though it's not necessarily known as a rye bourbon, because Stein Distilleries, they're known for making growing their corn as well as their rye. My guess is from the smell as well as the taste, this is a high rye content, but it's very nice, right? Also, in terms of the quality, I always think about the quality of the price point. To me, this is absolutely worth $75. I think it's a phenomenal bourbon. It's one that, as you can tell, I really like it. One that I try to share with my good friends, people that enjoy good bourbon. So this is one I would absolutely pick up. Great quality, great price point for the quality, and being that it's a small batch, it truly is like that handcraft type of bourbon. I guess the thing about Maple Hill is that the proof is in the pudding, or in this case, the grains. They definitely use a higher quality grain, which is yielding a higher quality product. So hands down, this is definitely a buy. Until next time, folks, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for viewing, and we'll see you next week. See ya.